Welcome back to the quarterly call. All content is for informational purposes and is not investment advice. Please consult with an investment professional. Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating exploration. We're going right into the heart of cloud computing, specifically looking at it through the strategic lens of Google Cloud. We're going to try and uncover how this tech giant isn't just, reacting to change, but is actually shaping the future of how businesses operate. And the big driver here, it's the explosive growth and application of artificial intelligence. Our insights for this discussion, they come straight from a recent technology conference. A key executive from Alphabet's Google Cloud was there, laying out their strategic vision, their progress, which is pretty impressive, and their outlook for the future. So our mission for you, our listener, is to give you a clear, insightful, really a digestible shortcut to understanding the strategic moves, the tech differentiators, and the market dynamics for one of the biggest players in cloud and AI. Think of it like getting an insider's perspective on where that next wave of innovation is really coming from.
Yeah, it's an incredibly timely discussion, isn't it? Because we're way past the point where AI is just, a buzzword. It's fundamentally reshaping the actual bedrock of enterprise tech. It's moving out of the labs and into the core operations of businesses all over the world. So, what we'll be talking about today, it's not theoretical stuff. It's about revealing the practical applications, the deep strategic underpinnings that are driving real business transformation, like right now. It's really about understanding how these huge technological shifts aren't just small improvements, they're fundamental reimaginings of how companies operate, how they innovate, and frankly, how they compete.
Okay, let's unpack this then. I mean, the cloud's been growing for, well over a decade now. But what's really changing about its role in business today? You might think, almost everyone's fully on the cloud by now, right? Well, this executive shared a perspective that was, frankly, pretty striking. Cloud computing is, maybe surprisingly, still in its early days. Despite all the growth we've seen, a huge majority of enterprise machines, applications, a really staggering amount, they still run on-premise in companies' own data centers. And that's not just a little detail. It points to this massive, largely untapped opportunity for growth, for more migration to the cloud. It means there's a long, long runway ahead for providers like Google Cloud. And here's where it gets really interesting. This fundamentally changes the whole game. The main reason, the primary driver for choosing a cloud partner, it shifted dramatically. Historically, companies looked to the cloud mainly for basic stuff like application or web hosting. They wanted developer efficiency, right? Or maybe consolidating compute and storage to save some money.
Right, those were the table stakes, basically.
Exactly. And while those things are still important, sure, they offer real benefits. They're not the main draw anymore. They're not the reason companies make the leap. Today, organizations are actively looking for cloud partners who bring cutting-edge AI tech, sophisticated AI solutions. Not just as, an add-on feature,
No, not at all.
but as the core mechanism to truly transform their businesses. It's about deep, meaningful, AI-driven change, impacting the whole operational model.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how this shift isn't just about, moving data around or lifting apps from one server to another. It's fundamentally about rethinking what's even possible for a business. When AI becomes the primary vehicle for transformation, well, it goes way beyond being just a tool or a fancy algorithm. It becomes the core engine, the strategic imperative. You could almost think of AI as the turbocharger for that broader digital transformation businesses have been chasing for years.
A turbocharger. I like that.
Yeah. It's not just speeding things up slightly, it's a quantum leap. A leap in the pace, the scope of what companies can achieve. It lets them innovate in ways that were honestly just not feasible, maybe not even imaginable before this level of AI came along. It's a real paradigm shift in how value gets created.
Absolutely. And this migration, it's not like a one-size-fits-all thing, is it? The pace, the nature of cloud adoption, especially with this new AI focus, it seems to vary quite a bit across different industries, different regions. Some sectors are moving much faster,
Yeah.
Embracing these new capabilities pretty quickly. But others, like, say, government agencies, they often move more slowly, more measured, usually because of complex compliance rules, strict regulations about where data lives and how it's handled.
Right, those regulatory hurdles are significant.
And geographically, we see differences too. Europe, for instance, has historically been a bit slower on adoption because of these things called sovereign cloud requirements. These are strict national or regional rules demanding data and cloud infrastructure stay within specific borders, sometimes even needing control by local companies, all for data privacy and national security.
That's a critical point. And Google Cloud seems to be actively tackling those sovereign cloud needs. They're building out regional clouds, fostering partnerships with local providers. It shows they understand that, a global solution needs that local touch, that local nuance. This variation in adoption just underscores that while the tech opportunity is huge, the journey for each company is unique. It's deeply influenced by their specific operational needs, their regulations, even their culture. It's not just about having the tech, it's about meeting those diverse market needs effectively.
Okay, so if AI is the new battleground, yeah, the key differentiator in these cloud wars, how is Google Cloud positioning itself to win? It really sounds like they're not just playing, they're making some, well, pretty bold claims about differentiation,
Yeah.
especially by building their own complete end-to-end full stack of AI tech. Let's start right at the foundation. The AI infrastructure, the systems, what's clear is this isn't some new rush thing for them. The executive really emphasized that Google Cloud has been carefully building its own AI systems, its own custom chips, specifically their tensor processing units or TPUs for, get this, 11 years.
11 years, that's
Yeah.
that's a long time in this space.
It really is. This isn't them just reselling someone else's tech or cobbling together parts. They are designing and building their entire AI stack right from the silicon up. That gives them deep control, deep optimization capabilities.
And that's a huge strategic advantage going back over a decade like that. This long-term integrated approach, it translates directly into real, tangible performance and efficiency gains. For example, in their big AI clusters, their custom systems offer like twice the power efficiency. So you get double the FLOPS, that's floating point operations per second, a key measure of compute power for every watt you use.
Wow. Double.
Yeah. And in a world where power consumption is becoming this increasingly scarce, expensive resource for advanced computing, that's not just a cost saving, it's a critical enabler for bigger, more complex AI models. They also report something like a 50% performance advantage over other players. And for raw throughput on a single system, they're achieving an incredible 118 times more capacity than the next player out there.
Hold on. 118 times more throughput. That's not just an incremental improvement. That's a fundamental leap, isn't it? What does that kind of scale actually unlock?
It really is a paradigm shift, like you said. I mean, imagine being able to train an AI model that's literally 100 times larger, or perform complex inferences, where the AI makes predictions or decisions 100 times faster. That kind of raw scale and efficiency, it fundamentally changes the whole AI development landscape. It unlocks the ability to tackle problems that were just impossible before, things like drug discovery, complex climate modeling, or even delivering real-time, super personalized customer interactions. It shifts the basic economics of AI development too. It lets researchers, enterprises iterate faster, experiment with more complex models, and ultimately just push the boundaries of what AI can do. This kind of performance lead effectively raises the bar for everyone else in the market. It forces them to rethink their own infrastructure strategies.
And it's not just the processing units, right? They've also integrated high-performance storage, specifically optimized for these AI workloads. Why is that so critical?
Absolutely essential. Having storage that can actually keep up with these incredibly fast processors is non-negotiable for serious AI work. This optimized storage, it's crucial for scaling out large clusters efficiently, making sure data gets fed to the TPUs without creating bottlenecks. And just as important, it delivers ultra-low latency during inference. When an AI model needs to make a split-second decision, waiting for data, that's just not an option.
Right.
Their years working on storage optimization are clearly paying off. They reported a 37 times increase in the volume of data being used in their AI-optimized storage. When you're feeding these massive data-hungry AI models, having storage that keeps pace is vital, both for training efficiency and for real-time applications.
And connecting all this, literally, is their super high bandwidth optical networking.
Mhm.
The executive highlighted its ability to dynamically reconfigure a cluster. What does that mean for a business, practically speaking?
That capability is incredibly valuable. It means you can seamlessly shift your compute resources between different kinds of AI work. So, for example, you could dynamically switch from training a model, which needs massive parallel computing power, to inference workloads, where you're actually using the trained model, all without any outages or downtime.
Ah, okay.
For leading AI labs or big enterprises where demand can shift really fast based on research needs or real-time app usage, That flexibility is huge. It maximizes how you use your resources and ensures things keep running smoothly. And then on the software side, Google has been behind a lot of the core AI training software. They pioneered compilers like JX, XLA, Pathways.
Those sound technical.
They are, but think of them like highly specialized translators.
Rip.
They make the software speak directly to the custom hardware for maximum efficiency. They optimize the whole AI software stack top to bottom. It's about squeezing out every last bit of performance.
This whole comprehensive, vertically integrated approach.
Yep.
It sounds like it attracts a specific type of customer, maybe? Who are these key segments using this?
Yeah, exactly. This end-to-end, highly optimized setup is definitely in high demand. We're seeing it appeal to 4 main customer groups. First, the leading AI labs. And it's pretty notable that 9 out of the 10 biggest ones in the world are Google Cloud customers.
9 out of 10. Wow.
Yep. Then you have traditional enterprises using this power to deploy their own custom AI models. Third is capital markets. They need incredibly high-frequency calculations as they increasingly use AI for things like algorithmic trading and risk management. And finally, high-performance computing uses across various scientific and engineering fields. Examples like SSI, a leading lab, or LG Electronics and LG AI. They've publicly talked about getting significant performance boosts and cost benefits from using this integrated infrastructure. Their stories really show the broad appeal and the effectiveness of Google Cloud's whole approach.
Okay, so moving beyond the raw horsepower of the infrastructure, Google Cloud's second big differentiator seems to be its core strength, this leading suite of generative AI models. What seems unique here is how broad their portfolio is. They don't just offer Alphabet's own models, right? They also provide access to, 182 other leading models from across the industry? That sounds like a very open, very comprehensive strategy. Giving customers choice seems key.
It absolutely is. That strategic decision to offer a huge range of models, including ones from competitors and innovators, positions Google Cloud more like a central hub, not just a locked-in proprietary platform.
Yeah.
And within that portfolio, Gemini is definitely positioned as a leading model for large-scale generative AI stuff. It gets highlighted for strengths across several areas: performance, cost, quality of output, factuality, which is huge, and its ability to handle really sophisticated reasoning tasks, even across different types of data, like text and images.
And developers are using
Massively, it's seeing huge adoption. An impressive 9 million developers are currently using Gemini to build their applications. And just to give you a sense of how fast things are moving, the latest version, Gemini 2.5, reached 1 trillion tokens processed 20 times faster than its predecessor, Gemini 1.5.
20 times faster.
Yeah, and Gemini 1.5 only launched earlier this year, so that shows an incredibly rapid pace of development and real-world use. They're constantly pushing the boundaries of what these models can actually do.
Beyond the big one, Gemini, what other specialized models are they offering?
They're definitely catering to very specific high-value use cases. They have a leading set of what are called diffusion models. These are the advanced AI models that can create those stunningly realistic images, videos, audio, even speech just from text prompts.
Like those AI image generators we see everywhere?
Exactly, but getting much more sophisticated. For example, a company like Canva is using these diffusion models to power its content creation tools. Millions of users can generate high-quality visuals, multimedia content, without needing any design skills. Then there's a third crucial category: specialized scientific computation models. We're talking sophisticated time series models used a lot in financial services for predicting sequential data vital for market analysis and forecasting. And in pharma, they offer molecular design models. These are actively helping researchers design new molecules, potentially speeding up drug discovery and material science significantly. So it's a really diverse range of models tackling specific high-impact needs across different industries.
And to help build on top of this growing model ecosystem, Google Cloud introduced something called the Agent Development Kit, or ADK.
That's right. Building on their history with open source projects, the ADK is basically a platform to help developers and companies build sophisticated, intelligent AI agents. It's described as the leading agent development platform out there, and significantly, it's supported by over 120 companies already. This highlights a really critical shift, I think, moving beyond just using raw AI models to creating these intelligent, autonomous agents that can perform complex, multi-step tasks.
So like AI workers.
Kind of, yeah. An agent can string together multiple AI abilities, interact with different systems, even learn from its environment to achieve specific goals rather than just doing one isolated thing. This ability to create AI workers is a huge step forward for automating complex enterprise processes.
And here's a really unique claim the executive made. Google Cloud is positioned as the only hyperscaler, one of giant cloud providers, that offers both its own custom AI systems and its own leading AI models. They aren't just reselling others' tech, they're building it all, end to end. That seems like a distinct competitive edge, right? Allowing them to claim they process, what, double the tokens in half the time? That's like 4 times the volume.
That level of vertical integration, yeah, from the silicon right up to the software models, is a profound strategic advantage.
Absolutely.
It allows for kinds of optimization that others just might struggle to match quickly because they aren't designing all the pieces together. But what's also really crucial for adoption is the flexibility in how these models can actually be deployed. Gemini, for instance, isn't just stuck in their cloud. It can be deployed in lots of ways, in highly secure classified environments, out at the network edge for low latency tasks close to data sources, and even on top of existing NVIDIA clusters within a customer's own data center.
Oh, interesting. So you can run it locally.
Exactly. And this last point is really key. It lets customers run Gemini privately without giving up the model's weights, those internal parameters that make the model work. That's a unique offering addressing major data sovereignty and security concerns. ServiceNow, for example, uses Gemini across their platform, and they benefit directly from this deployment flexibility for better performance, quality, and latency in their enterprise apps. That level of deployment choice is a powerful differentiator for companies with diverse infrastructure and strict compliance rules.
Okay, so you got great models, incredibly powerful infrastructure, but they're only as good as the data they use and the security wrapped around them. This brings us to Google Cloud's expertise in, well, fueling and securing AI. They're leveraging their long history in building and managing huge data platforms to ensure high-quality data gets into these models. Their data cloud helps businesses migrate data, clean it up, prepare it, and then feed high-quality, trusted data into the AI models. And crucially, there's this low-latency connection between their analytics and database platforms and the AI models running in the cloud. That ensures really efficient data processing.
That seamless low-latency link is vital because fundamentally, AI models are only as good as the data you feed them, right? And to make this data easier to use, because businesses increasingly want to understand and reason on this data using AI Google Cloud, introduce new data science and conversational analytical agents. Think of these as a kind of applied coding with your data. It makes it much easier for, well, almost anyone, not just data scientists, to ask complex questions in plain English and get back sophisticated analysis. Or even create data science models on the fly.
Democratizing data science, sort of.
Exactly. It democratizes access to powerful analytics, and that's driving significant growth in their data platforms.
And what's really fascinating here is how BigQuery, which we traditionally think of for structured data like tables and numbers, is now also being used for unstructured data with Gemini. That sounds like a pretty big evolution.
Oh, it's more than an evolution. It's almost a reimagination of what a data warehouse can even be. Imagine feeding huge amounts of text, audio, video stuff that used to be siloed and really hard to analyze directly into BigQuery. And then using Gemini to ask natural language questions about all that unstructured data.
Wow.
That's exactly what's driving this reported 27 times increase in the data volume processed through BigQuery. It transforms BigQuery from just a powerful database into like a universal data brain, capable of understanding and reasoning across all kinds of enterprise information. That massively broadens its usefulness, which is why it's now apparently serving more customers than some of the pure-play data providers.
And of course, with more data, more powerful models, security becomes absolutely critical, especially as AI introduces entirely new ways for things to go wrong, new threat vectors.
Exactly right. Their deep security expertise is now being specifically applied to protect AI models and the data they use. This means protecting new kinds of data created and consumed by AI. It means new solutions to protect the AI models themselves from being compromised when sensitive data is loaded in. And it means advanced defenses against completely new threats that might actually use AI models to attack existing systems. It's a whole new security landscape. This holistic approach ensures that as companies embrace AI, their most valuable assets, their data and their models, stay secure. And this whole suite, the data and security offerings, it's clearly a key reason customers like Radisson Hotels are jumping in. They might have had customer and hotel data scattered all over the place in old systems. By pulling it all into Google Cloud's data cloud, they're not just storing it, they're actively feeding it into models like Gemini and those diffusion models we talked about.
So what does that let them do?
Well, instead of generic ads, Radisson can now dynamically generate highly personalized ad content, maybe even unique video ads tailored to someone's past stays or preferences.
Hyper-personalization.
Exactly. It shifts their marketing from broad, expensive campaigns to hyper-targeted, real-time engagement. That fundamentally changes how they connect with guests and drive bookings. And similarly, Virgin Media is using that same combo data cloud plus AI models to dramatically speed up decision making and data engineering inside their own company, streamlining everything from customer service to network planning.
Okay, so we're really seeing the infrastructure, the models, the data, the security all
Hmm.
working together. A powerful synergy. But it gets even more granular, doesn't it? With specific domain-focused applications and agents. And it turns out this isn't brand new for them either. The executive mentioned they actually started working on these enterprise agents way back in 2021. So they've been developing these for 4 years now. That's a pretty significant head start in a market that's moving so fast.
That long-term investment is absolutely key. Because building truly effective enterprise agents, it takes time. It takes a deep understanding of the specific business area. And they've strategically focused on 5 key areas for these domain-specific AI apps and agents, places where AI can deliver immediate high-impact value. First, for software engineers, they launched a Gemini command line interface AI agent back on June 24th, and it's already nearing 1 million
A
users.
million users
Yeah.
already.
This agent basically acts as a co-pilot for engineers. It helps them write new code, debug existing code, improve the quality and security of their apps. It's a massive boost for productivity and code reliability.
Then for marketers, they have agents to help create content, streamlining what's often a really labor-intensive, expensive process. Imagine an agent drafting ad copy, generating social media posts, maybe even suggesting campaign ideas based on performance data. In customer service, their agents are handling interactions and showing really impressive results like 10 times growth in chat and voice interactions handled by AI. We see this with companies like Verizon and their call centers. AI agents resolve common issues instantly, freeing up human agents for the tricky stuff. Wendy's is using them at the point of sale, improving order speed and accuracy. Even Mercedes is putting these agents in cars for assistance, offering conversational control over features and navigation.
Yeah, those are very real world, very visible applications where AI is directly interacting with customers. And for commerce, their agents are handling something like 5 billion transactions. That's a huge number, testament to their scale and reliability in critical business functions. Mercado Libre, the massive e-commerce player in Latin America, they're a prime example, using Google Cloud Shopping and commerce tech to power their marketplace, optimizing everything from recommendations to logistics. And beyond the customer-facing stuff, they're also streamlining back-office operations significantly. Home Depot is using an agent for their HR help desk. Instant answers for employees on benefits, policies, payroll, reduces the load on HR staff.
That makes sense.
AES, the big energy company, used agents to streamline complex regulatory and audit processes, cut down cycle times and compliance costs. And Tyson Foods is applying AI to optimize their really complex supply chain, predicting demand, managing inventory better.
Even IT departments, often the first to try new tech, are benefiting directly. Beyond just helping write code, these tools are used for advanced cybersecurity. Since there's often this bottleneck, right? Not enough highly skilled cyber analysts. These AI tools can help spot and prioritize threats much faster, analyze how a compromise happened, even suggest how to fix it. That's incredibly valuable for responding quickly and keeping systems safe in today's threat landscape. And all these specialized agents, plus any custom ones companies build themselves, they're available through one unified platform called Agent Space, like a single control panel for businesses to access and use all of Google Cloud's AI tech. Makes managing it all much simpler.
Yeah, this comprehensive approach, especially with the agent development kit and agent space, it's clearly broadening Google Cloud's potential market. It's pushing AI into areas historically outside of traditional IT, directly impacting marketing, customer service, commerce places where the business value is immediately obvious. Wells Fargo is a great example here, using Google Agent Space to empower their employees with AI for really critical, complex functions like trade management, contract management, other highly regulated areas. It just showcases how having that full integrated stack from the custom chips right up to these domain-specific agents is translating into winning new business, even in a really competitive market. It's not just about the tech specs. It's about offering complete integrated solutions that solve actual business problems. And that ability to co-design, plus the leverage they get from serving both the huge consumer side, like search and YouTube, and the enterprise side, that clearly helps optimize costs, continuously improve their models, and gives them a significant competitive edge.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful. Deep tech roots, broad applications. But how exactly does Google Cloud make money from all this innovation? And what are the actual results they're seeing from these strategic moves? The executive laid out 5 distinct ways they monetize AI, which gives us a pretty clear view of their business model. First, there's a consumption-based model. Pretty standard for cloud, right? Customers pay for the underlying AI infrastructure GPUs or Google's TPUs, or for using the models, usually based on token usage. Pay for what you use. Second, they offer subscription-based products. Per user, per month fees for things like Agent Space or their AI-enhanced workspace suite. That gives them predictable, recurring revenue. Third, and maybe this is a bit more subtle, AI acts as this powerful accelerator. It drives more usage of their existing platforms.
Ah, the flywheel effect.
Exactly. Like their cybersecurity agent. It's done over 1.5 billion threat hunts using Gemini. That significantly boosts usage of their whole security platform. Same for the data cloud, seeing more use because people need to feed and manage data for AI.
The fourth way they monetize is actually quite innovative, quite forward-thinking, value-based pricing. So, for instance, some customers using their AI customer service systems might pay based on the deflection rates achieved. Basically, how many calls did the AI handle successfully without needing a human?
Okay, tied to outcomes.
Precisely. Or for creative tools making ads, customers might pay based on the conversion rates they get from the AI-generated content. This aligns Google Cloud's revenue directly with the actual business results they deliver. Creates a real partnership. And finally, there's upselling. Customers try out an initial AI solution, see the benefits, and then upgrade to higher tier models with better quality, higher usage quotas, more features, all at a premium price. This tiered approach lets them capture more value as a customer's AI needs grow.
And it's clear these strategies are working. They're seeing really rapid new customer acquisition, that impressive 28% sequential quarter-over-quarter growth in new customer wins in the first half of this year. We're talking significant players here. 9 of the top 10 AI labs globally, nearly all the AI unicorns, those billion-dollar private AI companies, are Google Cloud customers now. That's strong validation.
It certainly is. It's a testament to their early bets, their tech leadership, especially in attracting those cutting-edge AI developers and labs. However, it's also worth remembering the sheer scale of the broader enterprise market. While AI labs are crucial for, mindshare and pushing innovation, breaking into traditional enterprises is a different ballgame. Incumbency from players like Microsoft and Amazon, their existing deep relationships, that's still a significant hurdle. Google Cloud is making impressive progress, absolutely, but it's far from decided.
Good point. It's not just about the labs.
Right. And beyond new customers, they're also deepening ties with their existing base. A significant 65% of their current customers are already using their AI tools in a meaningful way. What's even more telling is that these AI users typically adopt 1.5 times as many other Google Cloud products like the data platform or security tools.
The flywheel again.
Exactly. AI becomes the gateway to broader platform use and makes customers stickier. In fact, the executive noted customers often over-attain their contracts, spending more than planned, which just fuels more organic revenue growth.
And all this momentum is clearly showing up in their financials and their operational discipline. The executive flat out said they've already made billions using AI. That's a concrete number, a compelling sign of its economic impact. The remaining performance obligation, the RPO or backlog basically, future contracted revenue, is now at a staggering $106 billion. And crucially, it's growing faster than their current revenue. Over half of that is expected to become actual revenue in the next 2 years. That signals really strong, sustained future growth.
Yeah, this really highlights that those long-term, maybe patient bets made years ago, they're now paying off with tangible financial results, real market momentum. It's moved beyond just cool tech to demonstrable economic impact. And they're also super focused on improving operating margins. That's key for profitability, right? They're doing this through several things. One is capital efficiency. Hundreds of internal projects optimizing how they use their huge server fleets. Bigger fleets generally mean more efficiency, less buffer needed. They've also seen truly remarkable gains in inference efficiency, reporting a 33 times improvement over just the last year. That drastically cuts the cost of running AI models at scale.
33 times efficiency gain. Wow, think what that does to the bottom line.
Exactly. It's huge. Their go-to-market organization is also getting more optimized, selling more stuff to existing customers. That's inherently cheaper than constantly chasing brand new ones. Plus, they've built specialized sales teams over years, which helps improve their sales cost as a percentage of revenue because expertise matches the product. And on the engineering side, they leverage their large suite of existing products and internal tools, which boosts engineering productivity, lets them build more with less. The executive really underlined that those early strategic choices, building their own chips, their own foundational models, developing comprehensive products like that AI customer service system during COVID.
Right, when call centers were overwhelmed.
Exactly. Those choices are really paying off now. That integrated full stack approach allows for better cost optimization, better margins, rather than just reselling someone else's tech and paying licensing fees.
Okay, looking ahead then. What are the biggest priorities for investment in the business? And where are the really exciting developments happening that could drive Google Cloud's future growth? The executive pointed to three main investment areas. First, and maybe most fundamental, is capital infrastructure. That means data centers, ensuring reliable power, locking in long-term power contracts, and strategically expanding into different geographical locations. That last point is super important for inference workloads because of all those complex data sovereignty rules popping up everywhere. They have teams managing this massive scale, and they continue to do it very thoughtfully.
And a big part of that infrastructure investment is also about driving efficiency, especially power management. For instance, they invested early, and smartly it seems, in water cooling for data centers. Given that advanced AI chips just guzzle power, and power is often scarce and expensive, that foresight gave them a real competitive edge. They now claim the most efficient PUE in the world. PUE is power usage. Effectiveness basically measures how much energy goes to computing versus cooling and overhead. Lower is better.
So water cooling makes a real difference.
A substantial difference in throughput and efficiency, yeah. It directly tackles potential power bottlenecks and shows they were thinking ahead about the huge energy needs of modern AI.
Beyond the physical stuff, the infrastructure, what else is on the investment list?
Second priority is continued product development. So disciplined, thoughtful investment in specific business domains and product offerings, making sure they're building solutions where they can create the most value for businesses. And third, they keep investing heavily in their go-to-market organization, making their sales strategies even more sophisticated. That means knowing how to sell differently to brand new customers versus existing ones, and developing highly specialized sales teams who really understand specific industry needs deeply. Refining that sales engine is critical for grabbing market share and getting their innovations into the right hands.
What seems truly remarkable, though, and maybe most exciting for the whole industry, is just the accelerating pace of AI innovation itself. The executive mentioned this roughly 6-month cycle where new major model revisions are coming out. What does that kind of rapid iteration mean for businesses, for the market?
This 6-month cycle is, well, it's fascinating and maybe a little terrifying. It implies this incredible pace of disruption and opportunity, yes, but also a continuous, intense challenge for businesses just to keep up, let alone integrate these new capabilities. I mean, think about it. Entire markets like high-quality AI video generation can basically appear, mature, and start dominating within maybe a single year.
That's incredibly fast.
It is. It means for many traditional businesses, just being a fast follower might not cut it anymore. You almost have to be a fast adapter just to stay competitive, constantly reassessing what you do well, what these new AI frontiers mean for your industry. It forces a fundamental rethink of business agility, strategic planning, continuous workforce training. Everything. Each of these new model revisions, they open up entirely new categories of capability, creating possibilities that literally didn't exist months before. And these breakthroughs, in turn, rapidly fuel the creation of new value-added products built right on top of them.
And a fantastic example of this rapid innovation is VO3, right? That amazing video creation system that's gotten so much attention recently.
Yes, VO3 is a perfect illustration. This system, it can generate incredibly high-quality, long-form video just from text prompts. It's generated enormous interest already, from ad agencies, creative labs, media companies, even major movie studios. What's truly incredible is that a market of this scale, for this kind of high-quality, accessible video creation, it largely just didn't exist before VO hit this level of breakthrough performance. It's a powerful testament to how quickly new AI capabilities can not just enhance existing industries, but literally conjure entirely new ones into being, creating unprecedented opportunities, yes, but also demanding unprecedented speed in how businesses adapt.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah.
We've seen how AI isn't just another tool, not just a tech upgrade. It's a fundamental transformer of industries. It's driving both deep technological differentiation and massive economic shifts, all at this astonishing, almost dizzying pace.
Yeah, consider the profound implications of this rapid innovation cycle we've been talking about. If new AI models are genuinely opening up entirely new markets every 6 months, what does that mean for how organizations, and maybe even how individuals, need to think about adaptation? about continuous skill development, about strategic planning. It's really not just about keeping pace anymore. It's about being anticipatory, being agile, being ready to leverage these capabilities to redefine what's possible in your own work, your own domain. How can you apply this understanding of accelerated innovation in your own field, your own industry, or even just your own learning path?
What an incredible exploration, seeing how AI is reshaping the cloud and really the future of enterprise technology itself. We've definitely seen how that long-term vision, combined with relentless innovation and strong operational discipline, is driving significant growth and profound change in this space. Thank you so much for tuning into the Quarterly Call. For more episodes, please remember to rate and follow our show. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.